We all run this script in our heads. I'll be happy when everything finally works out, when I meet someone, when my bank account grows, when they finally see my worth. I used to say those things too, and every time I hit a milestone, the joy barely lasted. A little whisper in my mind always asked, "What's next?" It's not the dream that's the problem, it's believing that peace lives only in its achievement. Wrong. Years taught me that the feeling I was chasing lives in the journey itself, the lived moments, the becoming, the stretch, not the arrival. I was so naive, I believed I had to become more impressive, more accomplished, more fluent in a language that wasn't even mine, just to feel worthy of belonging, of being accepted. But that's how we're trained, isn't it? School grades, social praise, job performance, good scores is success, bad results, labeled a failure. But what I was really longing for was to feel worthy, to be seen, to be able to say, "You are enough. You know what? I am enough." I just needed time, experience, and wisdom to finally realize it. And I truly hope this video gives you the courage and insight to see that for yourself too. Working in healthcare gave me an unexpected gift, a front row seat to what happens when the chasing never stops. I've sat beside people in their 80s, 90s, even over 100. People who once ran as hard as I did, maybe harder. But now, their bodies ache, their skin bruises, their breath shortens, and yet some of them still worry. Did I do enough? Did I matter? And some, they radiate something else entirely. Peace, acceptance, a quiet joy. Not because life was kind to them, but because at some point they decided to stop running and they started being. The truth? We're either evolving or shrinking. And you don't need to be 90 to decide to choose present. That moment can be right now. I used to think success meant arriving, owning the house, earning the respect, having the life that made others say, "She made it." But what I've learned is that real success doesn't always look like the fantasy we once imagined. It's not the title, the money, or the applause. It's how you feel when you're living your truth. It's building something that aligns with who you really are without sacrificing your peace, your dignity, or your voice. Success is showing up every day, especially when no one's watching, and still knowing it matters. It's being proud of your own growth, even if the world hasn't caught up yet. And for that younger version of me, the one who thought she had to impress everyone to matter, this is the kind of success I didn't even know I was allowed to want. For years, I believed the weight I carried would finally lift once I saved everyone I loved. That once the money came, the fear would leave, but it didn't. Because it wasn't about the bills, it was about my belief that there wouldn't be enough, that I wouldn't be enough. Then I looked at my patients again. So many still afraid, still clinging, still aching under the same fears, just now with fragile bodies that can no longer outrun them. And I realized I don't want to wait until I'm too tired to enjoy peace. This body, this breath, it's mine now. So I chose to trust now, to soften now, to live differently, starting now. It took me decades to realize this. It was never about the thing, the job, the car, the relationship. None of that was the goal. What I really wanted was to feel something, loved, seen, safe. And here's the truth, I could have felt that all along. So can you. You don't have to wait. Remember that whisper from earlier? The one asking, "What's next?" This is the answer. You want to feel worthy? Choose it. You want to feel at peace? Choose it. It starts inside, and it starts now. If you've made it to the end of this video, it means you're on your own path of redefining success. Just like me, you're not chasing blindly anymore. You're thinking, questioning, evolving, and that means you're not alone. Did this message resonate with you? Tap like and subscribe. Don't forget to share with that someone who needs to hear that they're already enough. I am Nova Juliet. Thank you for tuning in.